Alright, you guys, so hi, it's ColorMe Sienna, and I'm finally back with a new video. I told you guys in like one of my last ones, I think it might have been the I disappeared video, that I'm not really ever really sure what to make my videos about. But then it dawned on me. I am like so in love with conspiracy theories. And I know that like lately conspiracy theories have been like a big thing. But I've been so deep into conspiracy theories. I remember being in middle school and looking up conspiracy theories about how, like about the Rugrats and Angelica, and like I believe some of these so much that I'll be scared. So the first one I want to talk today, well the first like conspiracy theory I want to talk about today is the Mandela effect. When I tell you guys, I believe this one so much. It messes me up because I'm like, I remember this. I know I remember this. I don't care what anybody says. The whole, like, I'm convinced that with some of these, the freaking, like, government is lying or something. Like, I don't even know. But I do believe in the Mandela effect. Some of them, not so much. But I've got a list here of, what's it called? 20 examples of the Mandela effect that'll make you believe in a parallel universe. So, we're going to look at these together. I want you guys to tell me like which ones you guys remember, what you think happened, like all that good junk, because I do believe that we slipped into some type of parallel universe. But I also kind of like think about the idea that we did it. I feel like we slipped into the parallel universe when the worlds ended in 2000 and then again in 2012. And I really think that's what happened. But let's start it off. Oh, for those of you who don't know, which I'm pretty sure like a lot of you do, the Mandela effect, it came from the idea of back in the 80s, Nelson Mandela died in like 84, 80, I don't know, I wasn't born until the 90s, but he died in the early 80s, so he died before I was even born. And then I remember when he died in like 2013, I asked my dad, I was like, I thought he was already dead. And my dad, he even told me, he was like, I thought he was too. But whatever, you know, I was young. I wasn't born in the 80s, so I was just like, well, maybe I got him confused with somebody else. I live in a dorm, so there are people walking down the hallways. But anyway, so the first Mandela effect I'm going to go over is Oscar Mayer Wiener. This one, I actually do not believe in. Oddly enough, because I remember when it was my baloney had a first name, it's Oscar. My baloney has a second name, it's Mayer. Because I remember when I was younger, I would spell it, and I would tell my grandma and stuff all the time, like, that spells Mayer. And she said, well, it's pronounced Meyer. It's a last name. So I don't believe in that one. The second one is Sex in the City. I do firmly believe, I do firmly believe growing up. I remember that when I was growing up, my dad and his girlfriend, they watched Sex in the City. But of course I was young. And I ended up watching it when I got older, so now like I understand why I couldn't watch it. But they would watch it, and it was Sex in the City, Sex in the City. So when I started watching it, I started mixing up the names because the thing said Sex and the City. But I always grew up, and it was Sex in the City. I remember Sex in the City. And I think that's why people have stuff that says Sex in the City, because I'm a firm believer that that one was Sex in the City, to begin with. This one is the We Are the Champions song. I actually don't know that song, but it's the idea that at the end of it, it says, everybody thinks it says, we are the champions, and like stops, of the world. Yes, I know y'all like my singing voice, but like I don't know that song, so like I don't know. The Monopoly Man. This one actually does kind of mess me up because I never played Monopoly. Always hated it. Like Monopoly, it just takes like 8,000 years to get through, and I'm not doing that. So while like when I was looking at these, and I saw where apparently, you know, the Monopoly Man, he's got the top hat, he's got the cane. Does he even have a cane? He might not have a cane. That might be me lying. Ooh, That might be another Mandela effect. Mind blown. But it's the idea that he's got, like, you know, all this random stuff in a monocle. And I remember I would, like, joke around when they would play Monopoly, put coins up to my eyes when I was little, you know. I had my monocle. No. He never had a monocle. So what? What? And then the idea of Pikachu having a black tip on his tail. So whenever I was younger, I actually had a play Pikachu. And I remember very vividly him having a black part on the end of his tail because I used to pick at it. Because, like, you know how when they sew stuff down, it's got, like, that extra little something. I would pick at that. So I remember Pikachu having a black tail. When you go back and look at everything, Pikachu never had a black tail. Well, not a black tail, but a black tip on his tail. So, we're in a different universe, like, clearly. Clearly! No, the one that everybody usually talks about first, and, like, really, like, set me over the edge with this whole thing, is the Berenstain Bears. I grew up, it was always the Berenstain Bears. When I first heard this conspiracy theory, I thought it was going to be actually because I had a little tape. And in the back, like, it was one of those read-along tapes, and in the background you could hear one of them, like, cuss. So I thought that's what this conspiracy theory was going to be on. But then when everybody started trying to tell me that it's actually the Berenstain Bears, no. No. I remember being younger, and there was, like, books that I had, and I would trace the letters. I was just always that kid. I traced letters on books, and I remember tracing E's all the time. Because that was one of the first, like, bigger words I knew how to spell. Because I was tracing the letters. But whatever. Curious George. They say that he doesn't have a tail, actually. You know, because how often do you find a monkey that doesn't have a tail? That's what doesn't make sense to me. Like, we all remember him having a tail. He's a monkey, so it would make sense for him to have a tail. But apparently he never had a tail. That's a lie. Because I remember seeing Curious George, like, swinging around by his tail. If I, like, I don't even know. I remember that, though. And then Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A, like, I always remember growing up. I love how I start all these with I always remember because I remember. Like, I don't know, like, I don't see how people can really tell me that I'm wrong because I remember very vividly it saying this. But, or Chick-fil-A was spelled C-H-I-C-F-I-L-A. And I remember growing up, and I would, like, text it whenever I got older because my mom's actually, like, addicted to Chick-fil-A. It's a problem. So I remember, like, texting it, and I never put, like, the dashes in it, so I always just said C-H-I-C-F-I-L-A. And it was just one word. And then one day I went to Chick-fil-A, honestly, I think about a year ago, and it had a K on it, and I was, like, confused. I was like, when did they put a K on it? So I just assumed the company was like, well, finally we're going to put a K in the Chick-fil-A. But no. Everyone's saying that apparently the K was always there. The K was not always there. I'm actually just gonna do 2 more because, like, I feel like this video is, like, already getting kind of long. So I'm going to scroll just a little bit. Maybe see if I can find one that I find to be a little bit more, like, interesting. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Okay, I'll talk about the Mona Lisa one because, like, I don't know why the Mona Lisa has always creeped me out, but it's the idea that Mona Lisa now she has a smirk, like she's actually kind of like smirking. I don't know. I'll probably have pictures, but it's the idea that she never smirked in like the picture now. And now she is. But honestly, I remember her always having that creepy little smirk because that's a big reason why she freaked me out. Because, like, what is she, like, why is she just, There's no emotion in her eyes. She doesn't have eyebrows, and she had that little smirk, which made her very creepy to me. So, I honestly, personally, don't believe in this Mandela effect. And the last one, the last one I'll talk about is from Hannibal, because I actually, well, Silence of the Lambs, because I actually love that movie. Was it in Silence of the Lambs? I know Hannibal, yeah. It was in Silence of the Lambs, not Hannibal. But it's when Clarice goes to talk to Hannibal, and when she walks in, he's standing there, and he goes, well, hello, Clarice. And I remember because I just saw Silence of the Lambs for the first time, like 2 or 3 years ago, and I actually ended up loving that movie. But I remember, like, that line, because I was waiting on it. Because I'd heard it so much before I'd ever seen the movie. I was waiting on it, and I remember hearing him say, like, hello, Clarice. But now when you go back, he says, good morning. Like, you know, it was like, he said good morning. He didn't say her name. He didn't say hello. And I'm just like, there's no way everybody, because, you know, growing up, everybody's going to say, well, hello, Clarice. That was a big thing growing up. So I don't know. I'm a firm believer in the Mandela effect. Some of them, quite not so much. But I also, like, had the idea of, like I said, I believe that, like, maybe the world slipped into the different universes when the world was supposed to end. So I believe that some of these may have changed when I was young, because I was born in the late 90s. So, of course, like, I wouldn't remember it being any other different. Okay. I wouldn't remember it being any other way. So I'm not knocking these at all, because the Oscar Mayer one, the Mona Lisa one, and no, just those two, like, those could have totally have happened. Totally. But yeah, I just wanted to get something out for you guys, because it's been like 3 weeks for real. And, like, I'm just now getting, like, real time to myself. But tell me what you guys think about me doing, like, more conspiracy videos and stuff, because that's actually what I'm really into. I don't know why I never thought of it to begin with. I was trying to, like, do makeup, and I am really into makeup, but makeup's more like a hobby. So when I feel like I have to do it for the camera, I feel like it becomes, like, a job, and that's not a job that I want. But conspiracy theories, when I do it for, like, the camera, I feel like I'm just doing it for the camera, because I sit down and 20 question my frenzies. So if you guys have any other conspiracy, like, theories you want me to go over, if you guys want me to do, like, maybe a second half to the Mandela effect, or just anything like that, let me know, because that's what I'm here for. So, if you follow me, my information is, like, going to be down in the bottom. And like, subscribe, comment, don't forget to do that. Tell your friends about me. All of your friends. And I'll see you guys